What two big mistakes did he make on that day? What were the two big mistakes he made?
Uh, he couldn't phone a friend or his parent, and nobody knew he was there. He didn't have much food or water with him. That is a big mistake.
That was the mistake? Are you sure? The
Hmm.
mistake was that he didn't have enough food and
I
he didn't.
know. He didn't have a mobile phone with him, and he didn't tell anybody where he was.
That's right. He went on a hiking trip by himself. He never brought a mobile phone and he never told anybody where he was going. So, how's the cheese today?
Really, 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 really okay.
So, you're really okay.
Yeah.
All right, really. We're going to start our test. Oh, boy, well, lots of delays getting this test done. So, we're going to go to Interest 9, Part 1, Social Interaction. All right, Cheese. So in part 1, topic 1 is going to be about part-time jobs. Now, we had a lesson on part-time jobs. You did that lesson. You only missed the last couple of classes. This was where we talked about someone was a lifeguard, someone was working in the horse stables, and someone else was fixing computers. And we talked about some of the part-time jobs I had when I was young and how it's common in the West for teenagers to have part-time jobs, but not so much in Asia in high school. Usually it's just when you're a university student, they often get part-time jobs. So do you think part-time jobs are a good idea for teenagers?
I think part-time job is a not very good idea, but have it takes the experiment to the student who work, or it take the money to the student who need. But I think student in university will do more than student work at high school. Yeah,
So
because
why is it a good idea or why is it not a good idea? Why is it good or why is it bad?
it's very good because it can take the experiment and take money to you. You can make new friends, or
New experience, yeah.
you can make new friends too. But
Absolutely.
the bad the bad way is you don't have time to study, or maybe you don't have time to go to school because you have to earn the money, and it's not very good for your way to.
Well, no, you're not going to miss school because your school is number one. We're talking about students. A part-time job is just a little extra time, a couple of days or a couple of evenings here and there, a Saturday or a Sunday. So you're not going to miss any school. But if you work too much part-time, yes, it might affect your studies because it take up some time when you could be studying. That's for sure. But what about learning new skills? Don't you think it would be good to learn something while you're doing a part-time job, not just make extra money?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best part of it. Is you can now, for example, like all the part-time students that work, the part-time employees that work at Newway, they're very smart because they're all university students. They come here, they prepare all the slides for the English classes. They get to work with me every time they come here to work, and they're getting paid a little bit of money. So they're getting paid to learn English and computer skills.
Yeah.
So that's a big bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you could have a part-time job when you go to university, what kind of job would you like to do?
You can be the waiter. It will make you careful because you have to bring the water to another people. It will make you careful, more careful, and you can do a cooker. You because
Learn to cook.
yeah,
To cook.
because
Cooker is the machine.
because you can cook new things and you can cook delicious dish for your family or for your teacher. Yeah.
Cook for your teacher, huh? Yeah, that's
In future, if I be a chef, I will cook 10 dishes for you if I meet you.
cook 10 dishes for Mr. Trevor, huh?
No, Miss Teacher.
Miss Teacher, huh? Mm-hmm.
My name is Miss No Name, and I have no name.
I see that. I'm gonna have to say the no name test. Yeah, you could learn cooking. Part-time job in a kitchen is good because you learn how to use knives and different tools and learn how to do some prep cook and stuff. So that could really help you for sure. So you'd want to work in a restaurant?
Yes.
That's good for social skills. Just try to work in a hotel where you're going to have a lot of English customers. And that will help a lot too. So you get more benefits. So you've studied with quite a few of the students here now, but you've been with Glory for quite some time.
Yeah.
So what part-time job do you think Glory would be good at?
Maybe. I think it's maybe a guide tourist.
Tour guide.
A tour guide, yeah.
Tour guide.
She is very good at speaking. And maybe a waiter.
Waitress.
And I don't know because she always go out. Like I had to do something. Bye teacher.
Yeah, that's you.
Not me.
That's you. You're number one.
She can be a pet.
A what?
She can be a vet.
A vet? Oh, because she likes that so much.
Because she have a cat and she can learn something about cat.
That's true. I think she would be good working in like an art studio or something because she really likes the arts, music and painting and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to topic 2. All right. So in topic 2, we're going to talk about a gap year. You remember what a gap year is?
A gap year?
That was lesson 3. Yeah. Remember we talked about gap years? What is that?
A gap year?
Mm-hmm. You didn't review your test. I gave you all the topics. You didn't review. Your mom's not going to be happy.
Yeah.
No.
I very much. I don't really know what gap year is what. Can you?
No, we'll just give you 0.
0?
0.
0.
Cheese. Gap year was our lesson 3. That's when people take 1 year off after high school to get some life experience before they go to university. So they take 1 year off from studies, right? You finish high school, then you don't go to school right away. You take a gap year, a year off to do some traveling or learn new interest or do some work to get some life experience. Then you go to school the next year to university or college. That's a gap year. Remember now?
No.
You still don't remember, huh? Yeah. When we read about gap year, there was one of the guys took a gap year to go study skiing, to be a ski instructor in the French Alps. He did that for the first few months, and then he spent the rest of the year teaching skiing, instructing. He's a ski instructor. One went and taught English in Brazil and Portugal to practice their Portuguese and their Spanish. And another person went and worked on a on an animal reserve to help protect wild animals and volunteer taking care of. You know, this is going to go on YouTube, yeah? Your mom's going to wonder why you're making these silly faces.
Hello.
And then she was working to help save and protect sea turtles. So do you think a gap year is a smart thing to do?
Yes, I think.
Yeah, why? Do you think your mom and dad would let you do that?
Yes.
Oh, yeah? Okay. So why is it good?
My mom and my dad do think I can do that, but my grandpa and my grandma want me to do that. They will talk. You have to go to school now. It's not time to have a break. Do you understand, Miss
Probably.
Jabba? Miss Fong? Miss Nene?
Probably. Yeah. So why do you think it's a good idea?
Good idea.
Why?
I don't think it's a good idea, but I think you will have a break after a whole year study. You will be very worried about the mark,
Agreed.
or feel bored about studying. You can have a gap year to be relaxed and feel comfortable.
I think that's one of the good things. It definitely gives you a break from study and allows you to do something different, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you give me a gap year?
I can't give you a gap year. You'll have to negotiate that with mom and dad after you finish high school.
No.
What would you like to do if you had a gap year?
I like to have money. First, I would buy Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, every game I can play.
So you'd just get a job so you could buy console machines to play the video games.
But I don't have money. I don't have job too.
Yeah. So what did you do this summer holiday? What have you been doing?
I have been to South Korea.
You went to South Korea. Cool.
Yeah, it's very good. I can eat rice.
You can eat rice here.
In the midnight with my brother. It's very good. It's yummy too.
South Korea has good or tasty rice.
Oh, here, wait a minute. This is 5,000 won.
Won, yeah.
Yeah.
500. 5,000 or 500? 10,000 won.
And I have 100 and 500 too. Wait a minute. Here.
I hear
it's 500.
So how much is that in dollars?
I don't know, but I know 1,000 won equal to 1,018 800,000 down. I think so.
1,000 won is 8,000 dong.
I will show you.
Oh, it's okay.
Like this.
We gotta hurry up. I got another class after this test. So what else would you like to do?
The test box.
Okay, I see it. Yeah, so 1,000 won is 1,800 dong. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I have a lot of money. Ha 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 ha.
So what else would you like to do? What do you wish you could do in your summer holidays? You had a nice trip to South Korea, so I'll have to change the question a little bit. What else would you like to do before you go back to school?
Go back to school?
What else would you like to do during your holiday?
I like to go every country. I want to go like Japan. I can read comics, manga, or watching anime.
Anime, yeah.
Yeah, and
So lots of
maybe
traveling.
I go to South Korea and eat the rice in the midnight. It's very good. I can go to Thành phố Hồ Chí Minh to play something, and I go back like yesterday is a Blackpink concert, and I want to watch that, but I didn't have money. A lot of money.
So what other countries have you been to?
Country?
You've been to South Korea now. What other countries have you visited?
I visited China, and one more is Thailand. Thailand and China.
Thailand, China, and South Korea. Cool.
Oh, one more is Vietnam. I traveled Vietnam when I was born.
You went traveling Vietnam when you were born, huh?
Yeah.
You mean you've traveled through Vietnam since you were born? You couldn't travel Vietnam if you hadn't been born. All right, we're gonna go to our reading comprehension now, mister. Yeah, he's still alive. It said nowadays. Don't forget your S in there. It's a Z sound, right? Nowadays means these days, these weeks, these months, this time. Because now he does speaking to other people and everything else, but he still does a lot of climbing and everything. All right, so we were talking about Aaron Ralston. He was a young man then who had a very bad accident and almost lost his life down in Blue John Canyon in Utah, USA. So I'm going to ask you some questions about Aaron Ralston and his experience and see how much you comprehend, meaning how much you understand. So what did Aaron do in April 2003?
He.
Oh, he.
Yeah. He went to Blue John Canyon.
Blue John
Canyon in Utah to hike.
Utah. Utah is a state in the USA. Utah. Put the teddy bear away. You're doing a test now. All right. So he went hiking. That's what he did.
Yeah.
But he did something wrong. What two big mistakes did he make on that day? What were the two big mistakes he made?
He couldn't phone a friend or his parents, and nobody knew he was there. He didn't have much food or water with him. That is a big mistake.
That was the mistake? Are you sure? The mistake was that he didn't have enough food, and
he didn't have a mobile phone with him, and he didn't tell anybody where he was.
That's right. He went on a hiking trip by himself. He never brought a mobile phone, and he never told anybody where he was going. So nobody could find him. It wasn't about the food, because he was only planning to go for the day anyway, probably, or maybe overnight. It doesn't say if he was going to camp or not. But so he probably had enough food for what he wanted to do. It did last 5 days, 127 hours, I think it is, that he was there. But it was not telling people where he was going. That was the big mistake. Yeah, that's correct. So what happened? What happened to Aaron when he was climbing down the canyon? What's this whole story about?
Suddenly a large rock fell on his right arm. It trapped his arm again on the canyon wall.
Yeah, PED is a T sound. Trapped. Trapped. Yeah, so it trapped his arm, pinned his arm against the rocks, right? Because you got to think, he's climbing down a narrow canyon, right? He's climbing down, and this big rock falls in there, and he's, trying to get out of the way, I guess, but it must have happened really quick. So you can imagine you've got this canyon that's wider at the top, and then he's climbing down the canyon. You paying attention?
Yeah.
All right, he's climbing down, but then the rock comes and jams in there, but he gets his arm stuck between the wall and the big rock. So it's like, I don't think you were at this lesson, but we had some pictures of Aaron Ralston and where his arm was trapped and the big boulder. No, I don't think you did this lesson because this was it was the last lesson of the term. I think second last lesson of the term. You missed that class. Yeah, so that was a good class. So yeah, he was stuck down there. So how did Aaron try to free himself? He did 3 things to try to get out. Tried to free himself. What were the 3 things he tried to do?
First of all, he tried to move the rock.
Yeah,
then he tried to break the rock with his knife. He had a rock and he tried to pull the rock away. Nothing worked. And the last one, he tried to his arm. So terrible.
Well, that wasn't what he tried. That's what he did.
Yeah.
Right. So first he tried moving the rock, but it was too heavy. How heavy was it?
Yeah.
How heavy was the rock?
360 kilograms.
Yeah. How heavy are you?
40.
40. How much can you lift? Can you lift 100 kilograms?
No. Because I'm so weak. Ugh.
That's not good. That's not good. You need to do some exercise every morning. Yeah, so he tried to move it. He tried to push it. But of course, the rock was stuck between the rocks. It was jammed in there. So it was probably, not only was it 360 kilograms, but it was also wedged between 2 rocks. So it was like, oh my God, how are you going to move that? You'd need a truck to be pulling on the other side. And then he tried chipping away, right, with his knife, trying to break the rock so he could pull his hand out. But that wasn't working. And then he had some rope, and he tried to leverage the rope over something and wrap it around and try to pull on the rope to help pull the rope up to get the arm out. None of that worked. So you already gave the answer, but I'm going to ask again. How did Aaron finally free himself?
Finally?
Yeah, how did he actually get out?
It's the terrible thing.
It is.
He couldn't feel his hand, so he couldn't lie. He could die, and he could cut his own arm off. So he just cut his own arm off. He broke the bone in his arm, then he tied the cloth around his arm and started cutting it with his knife.
Yeah, he couldn't feel his hand anymore. He'd already been stuck there for 5 days.
Yeah.
So no one was going to find him. So if he didn't do it, yeah, he was going to die right there. He had no choice. It's cut your arm off or die. Exactly. So why did he take a cloth and wrap it around his arm? What was that for?
Can you say again?
Why did he wrap a cloth around his arm? He didn't want to get messy or what?
Because if he cut his arm off, it's bleeding. So he had to close it up to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, put pressure on it to stop the bleeding. That is absolutely right. Yeah, so that's got to be horrible when you try to think it through your head. You're stuck there 5 days, and you have to break your arm first, and you got 2 bones in your arm, so he had to break 2 bones, and then he had to cut through his own arm, and it took him an hour to do it. How painful was it? How much did it hurt?
It was 100 times worse than any pain I have felt before.
Yeah, what's the worst thing you did? What's the worst pain you had before?
I kicked the ball and my leg was it's not broke, but
sprained ankle.
It's not the word.
You sprained your ankle?
Yeah, that's right.
Twist your ankle? Did you ever burn yourself by accident? You're cooking with oil and oil splashes on your hand, or you burn yourself with fire?
No.
You never burnt yourself? Oh, wow. I still burn I burnt myself just the other week. I got a big red spot on my stomach. I was cooking fried chicken.
Why?
And I was pulling the chicken out, and something fell, and I moved, and the pan hit my stomach, and I was like, ah! And I burnt the side of my stomach with the boiling oil and a boiling frying pan, and I got this big red mark now on my stomach. It's like, oh, wow. Sometimes I burn myself.
What the hell?
Definitely messy when I cook in the kitchen. Dangerous when I cook in the kitchen. All right.
I heard my mom. She said in the past she is playing with his dog, and when she went out, she go out of her home. She saw two of the dog. They are going to biting her. In the past, I don't know. It's very
scary.
Long in the past.
Did the dogs bite her, or are they just scared?
Yeah.
They bit her.
Bite her.
Oh, that would hurt. Dogs bite really hard.
2 years ago, I went to my friend's house, and the dog is going to bite me, but I would skip it.
I would skip it.
Yeah.
What skip it? Jumped over top of the dog?
Jump. It's not jump. It's about.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, the dogs in Vietnam. I noticed. Yeah.
Can you hear this? Eh?
Dodge the dog. Move out of the way. Yeah, no, it's crazy. You go for walks here in Vietnam, and you're always taking a chance that a dog is not going to come running out of the house and bite you. Almost every street, there's always an aggressive dog. Yeah, I hear it's really bad that way in South America too, that there's lots of stray dogs running around in the streets. Yeah, I bet you someone gets bit by a dog every day in Vietnam. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I go to the park every day, and for some reason, when there's lots of people, the dogs stay in the house next to the park. But if it's really quiet in the afternoon, and you walk by the house, the three of them run out and come after you every time. So I always have to stand there and kind of slowly walk away, and then they get really close, like they want to bite, but then they back off, and then they get close and they want to bite, and it's like nerve-wracking. But anyway, if the dog bites me, he's going to be in big trouble. I'm going to kick his beep. So he wrapped up the arm to stop the bleeding. He managed to cut his arm off. He's in extreme pain. Now he's got to climb up out of that little canyon and down the plateau and back down the other side into the valley.
Yeah.
How does he get rescued? How was Aaron rescued?
Rescued?
Yeah. How did he get to the hospital?
12
kilometers away from his car.
Finally, he was free to go. Then eventually he met some other hiker, and a helicopter came to rescue him. He took him to the hospital.
So how did the helicopter find him?
The other hiker can be called the 911.
Yeah, probably. I'm sure that's what it was, because he didn't have a phone. Yeah. Do you think he ordered any pizza when they called the helicopter?
No.
Why not? He was really hungry.
Because she could die if
she.
Wait a minute. He could die if nobody call the helicopter or call 911. If they call a pizza to him will bleeding, and he will die before the helicopter go to
hospital.
Yeah.
See, I would have said, yeah, call the helicopter, but call for a pepperoni pizza too, so I can eat the pepperoni pizza on the helicopter on the way to the hospital. That's what I would have said.
The sentence you usually say it What the papa did what?
What?
The sentence you usually say is what? Like
Sentence
papa
I
did
the sentence I usually say?
what? Holy maca what?
Holy macaroni. Macaroni. You're a macaroni.
What is macaroni mean?
Macaroni is a pasta.
Oh, holy
It's like a
macaroni.
spaghetti. Holy macaroni. It's a pasta. It's just a noodle. Sometimes people tease other people and they say, yeah, you're such a noodle head. Right? So that's why I call kids macaronis.
Yeah.
You're a macaroni. Holy macaroni. All right, cheese. We're done. Tomorrow night is interest 10. See you there. Yes.
I love you so much. Bye bye, Mr. Teacher.
We love you too. Good night.